Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Peace of blessings. It's your boy Jay Taylor. Voices for the voiceless. Welcome back. And I just wanted to come real quick and kind of get some updates on this situation. And as the title says, Nolan Wells case is a circus, part two. And I just got to double down on the activity that's surrounding this case. Um, it is mind-boggling to see that this has become it has really spiraled out of control on all sides. Um, there have been arrests, at least three arrests in the case, but not the type of arrest that has much to do with anything surrounding the case. You know, you take a situation, a tragedy like this young man that has lost his life, and we trying to find uh, different scenarios that could possibly find answers to what happened to this young man. But I knew from day one when they hired Ben Crump and I saw Al Sharpton and all these different race hustlers, you know, being the parents being represented by the likes of a Ben Crump and an Al Sharpton, that they were going to turn this into a circus. People have been issuing death threats to the friends, the white boys that Nolan Wells were with, without any evidence. And I told people on this channel that this was gonna happen. See, they got the right one, they got the right community, and they got the right individuals down there in Mississippi. They barked on the wrong tree this time. So you got people that's issuing threats to these young men on via social media, and three people have been arrested as a result of issuing threats. I think one man was from California, one woman was from somewhere in Illinois, and another, it's just insanity. That this has become a sideshow. So these boys, they had the lawyer up, and y'all just gonna have to ride with me. You might get a little noisy because I got to get back to work, but I would keep rolling. They had the lawyer up because of all these death threats. No evidence showing that these boys did any foul play. Actually, evidence shows that these boys had uh, left hours before Nolan Wells was last sighted. And it's funny to me that they want to point fingers at the white boys, but he was also there with black folks. You got Javar, he was there. Nobody's assuming that he did anything, right? So now you got three people arrested for threatening these people, threatening their parents, and talk about they gonna take them out, and death threats, insane. Now on top of that, you got people on the other side that have opened up an investigation via social media into Nolan Wells' mother. Talk about Nolan Wells wasn't even living with his mother. She got her kids, other children taken away from her. And the stepdaddy, and Jesus. Like, I don't like that either. Whether this woman was married or had three children or she had to pay child support, and you got grown men sitting up here, talking about this woman, like just gossiping about what she. Now, do I agree with her decision to roll with Ben Crump and all that? No. But the last thing I'm gonna do as a grown man is sit up here and talk up under that lady clothes and who she was sleeping with and who she had her children by, and whether they would took. I mean, none of that is important. What's important is that her son is no longer here no more, and we don't have any answers. So for grown men to be out here making commentary about this lady and who she was had her children, and I mean, it's just insane. What this, I mean, this is what I'm saying. It's a circus on all angles of this thing. You literally have people making commentary about this lady and where her, children was taken away and all this and all that. None of that is important. But see, when she got with Ben Crump and started to sit up here and vilify those boys, at the same token, I don't like it, but you open yourself up for that. You had a friend of the family come out on an interview with Don Lemon, right? This man is his name is Emmanuel. Don Lemon had him on his channel, and Don Lemon, the same thing that I said. This man Emmanuel, he's from Mississippi. He knows the family. I guess Don Lemon didn't vet this man because the man came on there and schooled Don Lemon on what's going down in Mississippi. He said, look, man, when Ben Crump and them came down here, and said, oh, this is Mississippi, y'all racist, we know the history, and start talking about Emmett Till and all this other foolishness that don't have nothing to do with this case, and made it about race, it isolated that community. Now you got people that don't want to have nothing to do with it. Those people down there in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, you say, man, we got black people down here, they white people. We got white people down here, they black people. We got so many sandy colored, hair colored, sandy brown colored people down here because, we a military community. Emmett Till, he said, listen, that was 71 years ago. We don't deal with that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like Emmett Till was, and like I said, it's a slap in the face to even bring up Emmett Till to try to compare that situation to Nolan Williams. Emmett Till was a 14-year-old child that was unalive because he allegedly whistled at a white woman 71 years ago. Nolan Williams was an 18, 19-year-old young man that went on a trip with his friends that we don't have no evidence that this boy was unalive by his friends because they were gone. The ones that y'all want to point the finger at, right? The man sat up there and clarified, man, I know the family. I talked to the other boys. He feel like some foul play may have happened, but he like, man, I know for a fact, that it couldn't have been what y'all thinking and who y'all, it ain't got nothing to do with no racism though. And see, that's the thing. They further divide this country. You got people out here that are being emotionally manipulated by racism that they haven't experienced themselves. They get on social media, now they are radicalized, and now they're getting arrested. Right? And this man sat up here telling Don Lemon, man, we don't deal with that down here. You can't come to our town and tell us how racist we are. And Don Lemon basically told him in so many words, you don't know what you're talking about. You need somebody to come down here like a Ben Crump to point out racism to you that you don't see because you can't see the forest from the trees in your own neighborhood. That was so disrespectful. To tell this man that lives down there that knows this family that he don't know what he's talking about. You feel me? So close these doors. But then you got that situation with Don Lemon. So, and another thing that's tripped out is, for the life of me, I don't understand why people are mad at Officer Taylor for going down there and talking to these young men and getting another side of the story. I don't understand why they this upset at Officer Taylor. He didn't do anything but what an investigator should do. If you want answers, why wouldn't you talk to them more? But instead, they want to attack this man for getting getting the other side of the story, right? You mad at him for giving these boys a platform to tell their side of the story. So now he getting threatened. I mean, this is just a circus all across the board. Now he's some type of sellout because he's not running with the narrative. This is where we at in America, man. When they gave y'all niggas this, when COVID-19 hit, I'm trying to understand. When y'all took the vaccine, did they give you a anti-white man vaccine? Did they give you a dumbed down vaccination, a TDX, Trump derangement syndrome vaccine? Did they give you the anti-white man vaccine? I've never in my life, I lived through 4 different decades and a half. I've never seen in my lifetime this country this racialized, radicalized as it pertains to black and white. I mean, we had some moments in the 90s with the riots, with we had a few hiccups here and there, but I've never seen even people I know personally this obsessed with racism. I'm being just totally obsessed with it. All they talk about every day, I know, man, every day. Something about the white man, this, that. I'm at the point now, and I know people gonna be mad at me, man, especially black people. I'm at the point now where I have to say black people in America have become the most racist people on the planet today. They are obsessed with it. If it's not around, they have to create it. It's like, it's like a part of our identity or something like that. We got to have some type of racism. So much so that, and I hope y'all can hear me, so much so that I seen a situation that happened literally the weekend before Nolan Wells tragedy. Literally the weekend before, down in Miami, there was a young man named Akeem Liverpool. Liverpool. Akin Liverpool. His first name is spelled Akin. This young man was around Nolan Wells' age. Same situation. Maybe a little older, probably about 21, 22. In Miami. On a boat trip. Oh, it was drinking, flipped off the boat and drowned. And nobody on the boat, allegedly, nobody on the boat knew that he flipped off the boat, the back of the boat, and drowned until they got back to where they were supposed to be. And they were like, where's Aiken at? Where's he at? Aiken, Liverpool. The weekend before, like June, what was that? June 26th and 27th, somewhere in there. And this case has gotten no publicity, really. But you know why it ain't got no damn publicity? Because it was all black people on the boat. All black people on the boat. So they couldn't use a racial, they couldn't use no racial situation to attach to it because it didn't fit the racial narrative because it's all black people. Listen, people drown all the time, unfortunately. We don't know what happened with Nolan, right? We're trying to get answers. But this happens a lot. But I would say that this situation with Aiken Liverpool, look it up, is way more suspicious than Nolan Wills on the dang on island. How in the world can you explain that nobody seen this boy flip off the back of the boat? Nobody noticed he was missing until they got back to the land. That sounds way more suspicious than Nolan Wills on the island after these boys then left, and he decided to stay around and chill with a female, allegedly, right? And was sighted. Everything that we know, right? They got this phone call that obviously to me, this lady came out here and made it about Nolan Wills on the boat. Why did you made up all this whatever she wanted to hear, right? And they're like, oh, well, she knew to say, well, they said Bart. I heard that clear as day. But why would somebody call a tow company and somebody's on the boat deceased and they trying to cover something up? It defies logic. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense to make a phone call on a recorded line when obviously they talking about the boat drowning, but see, people gonna make it about something with Nolan being on the boat and you killed him and all this old nonsense, bro. All of this is nonsense, bro. And I'm telling you, my last video I talked about Dr. Fauci. Nobody really looked at that video. I'd suggest y'all go look it up. Dr. Fauci pled the fifth. He lied about, he got a diary lying about where the COVID-19 pandemic, where it came from. They had all type of other remedies that they could have used. They talked about it came from a bat. Really, it came from a laboratory in Wuhan, China. I'm wondering, did he got a preemptive pardon from Joe Biden? Mind you, before Joe Biden got out of office, he wasn't being investigated. He wasn't being charged with anything, but he gave him a preemptive pardon. Why would he do that? Did Dr. Fauci inject you niggas with a race-hating, white man-hating vaccination? Did he inject y'all with TDS? Did he inject y'all to be overly emotional as it pertains? This is a serious question. What did he inject you niggas with? Because y'all have lost y'all everlasting mind, making up all type of foolishness. I want answers, but this nigga pled the fifth. He pled the fifth, y'all. Because check this out. You got these boys now done hired one of Donald Trump's defamation lawyers. You know, when Trump was suing all these media stations, ABC, and winning all these lawsuits for defamation, these boys then sat up here and hired the president, one of his attorneys, because they saying people on social media are defaming their name. It say in the Bible, thou shalt not bear false witness. Do you know how serious it is to lie on somebody's name, to bear false witness on somebody. And you got people on social media just willingly bearing false witness on these boys, ignoring what they had to say, with the alibi that they had that they were gone long before he was last sighted. And now these boys, potentially life is over. Who gonna hire them? They getting all these threats. Who want them in their school? Who want them? You know, I heard the Tristan boy was being denied service at a restaurant or something, at a store, because of these allegations. Ben Crump, Al Sharpton went down there and stirred up so much racial tension in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. They brought Black Lives Matter marching down the street. Nolan Wells, Nolan Wells. They did all of this with not a shred of evidence of any foul play. Now, I'm not saying no foul play didn't happen, but we do not have the facts of the case. These boys hired a defamation lawyer that Donald Trump won all these. It's finna get critical. And they said they not just coming for the big platforms on YouTube or social media. They coming for, they don't care if you got money. They don't care who you are. They finna come for you. And I'm telling people, you need to be more responsible with your commentary, because this is real life. These boys' life is shattered. And people are lying on them. And it's going to be some real repercussions. You already got 3 people that have been arrested for threatening these people. See, they got the right one this time. They fighting back. And they got money and they got resources. One of these boys' mother is a judge, for crying out loud. These people are doctors and lawyers. They not finna, see, all Big Crump do is try to settle out of court. That's all he do. Just like, what was that, Trey Reed? When they had that case and he was representing Trey Reed when that boy was hanging from a tree. I think that was down there in Mississippi too. They swore up and down it was a lynching with some white people. Never to put out there with that they knew that Trey Reed texted his girlfriend and told her, I'm gonna hang myself. I'm gonna underline myself. They had this evidence that he said, but they went down there and stirred up all this racial tension for no damn reason. And then once they found out that, yeah, more than likely he did take his life, Ben Crump nowhere to be found. Oh, I can't get no money off this situation because it ain't no hanging. Now the family can't find him. They can't do. What's the other boy name? He do this often. The boy that was playing with a fake gun in the police shop. I can't think of his name. The mother ended up firing him because he couldn't get no money out the situation. Unfortunate situation. Once he can't get no money out of it, he disappears. He don't go to court. He try to settle out of court. And see, that's what he's trying to find a way. See, Big Crump, he know these folks got money down there, right? He know 9 times out of 10, he gonna get loud and it's gonna bring all this attention that it's doing. And 9 times out of 10, these people with money, they just gonna say, hey man, let's just settle out of court and make this go away. But see, he about to mess around and find out, because now these boys are counter-suing Ben Crump. They counter-suing him. See, they ain't going. You ran up on the right community, and I'm happy that they fighting back. You see, this stuff got to stop. You know, people got to stop being so hold on. People got to stop being so daggone triggered by these false narratives, this fake racism stuff, man. Now, am I saying racism don't exist? No, of course it exists. But you water down your argument when you got fake situations like this, you're trying to make something out that's racist when it's not. Yup, no doubt. Help this guy out, open the doors for him. You see, you know, you watered down your argument. You sit up here and make some racist that it's not. You know, that's exactly what they doing. They making this situation about something, and it's taken away from what actually happened to Nolan. It's become a circus. It ain't even about this boy no more. Feel me? It ain't even about Nolan. It's about nonsense. They all up in the mother business. You know what I'm saying? You got Big Trump running around, and you got somebody like Officer Taylor being talked about like he doing something bad because he's trying to get to the truth. Hold on. It's really sad, man. And I'm telling you, if that boy could look down and see how this stuff is moving, he will be very disappointed, I believe, in everybody involved. Everybody involved. But Big Trump, yeah, they ran up on the white family, and they ran up on the white community because they gonna fight this man, and I'm happy to see it. But yeah, man, it's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. I got to get back to work. As you see, I'm out of breath. Hope this come out clear, you know. But this is a circus. I'll probably do another part to this. But yeah, man, peace and blessings. It's your boy Jay Taylor, Voices for the Voiceless. We love y'all. Till next time, we should see you soon. All right, love.